What's up everybody, Pan here. This is my new settings for the LG C2 OLED. If you've been paying attention to the channel, you would know that I own two C2s, 165 for home theater usage and a 42 for PC monitor gaming and also with some streaming as well. So this is meant for a dark room environment. I purchased blackout shades and things like that to help with the effect. And this is for SDR. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to the settings and I'm using ISF Esberg Dark Space Night. Aspect ratio, original, just scan on. Advanced settings, brightness 60, contrast 100, black level 50. Auto dynamic contrast is off. It's off generally in all the modes. I just personal preference. You can read up on that. Peak brightness off. Gamma BT 1886. You know, that would be the reference standard when it comes to this preset by LG. In their eyes, at least. Can't speak for every television manufacturer. Video range, auto, motion eye care off. Color 50. Color gamut, auto detect. Fine tune, off default. White balance, warm 50. And I'll leave everything else default. Clarity, sharpness 10. All this stuff off besides low on smooth gradation. That's on low. Real cinema is on. True motion is off. All right, then after that, go to apply to all inputs. And there you go. You have a fresh SDR settings adjustment that can work in a dark room environment, but can also work for a light environment as well. You just have to have a light controlled area when we are talking about the OLEDs in general. Okay, now I'm going to get into HDR. Okay, got my screen paused. Now we are in HDR. All settings here. Okay, so I'm in HDR Cinema. Aspect ratio, original, just scan on. The camera is having a bit time, with the focus, but brightness, 100 contrast, 50 black level. Dynamic contrast off, dynamic tone mapping on. Adjust the contrast in real time when watching HDR video. So it shows the objects very vividly as if they're real. I keep that on for HDR, but I keep dynamic contrast off. Peak brightness, we're in HDR, high for sure. Gamma is locked at 2.2. Video range, auto, motion eye care off. Color. This is where things get interesting, guys. So if you've been paying attention to my channel, because the videos are going to be bite-sized from here on out. My last video about settings was sort of like a color pop oversaturated look. This is more controlled for a more natural cinematic look. The color depth is 50, but the color gamut is native. So how Dolby Vision, the preset, is set by default on this television is also native with a color gambit. At least the preset I use. Fine tune, off, default. White balance, warm 50. Clarity, sharpness 10. All this is off. Smooth gradation, low. Real cinema on. True motion, off. Like, it gives you this more natural cinematic feel. Apply to all inputs. And you are good to go. So this is a pure settings video. Not going to put too much information in this. We're going to move on with the same film in Dolby Vision to wrap this video up. Okay, back. And if you're wondering why the video is being done like this, is to prevent, the copyrights appearing on YouTube. I'm using actual content as examples with this, and the quality in person is lifelike, as good as it gets. All right, I'm in Dolby Vision Cinema Home, and I'm gonna explain why I'm using Cinema Home instead of Cinema, because there is one specific difference that I'm going to break down here. So let's get that to focus a bit. Aspect ratio, we're in user selection, original, just scan, on. This is always the preferred aspect ratio settings in my personal opinion. You're free to do your research outside of that. Brightness, 100, 100. We're in Dolby Vision to HDR. These should be maxed. Black level, 50. Dynamic contrast, off. Don't want it to auto adjust. We're in Dolby Vision. It's calibrated differently on the LG than HDR. Peak brightness, high. Gamma is locked at 2.2 again. Cannot change that. Video range, cannot change that. Auto. Motion eye care, off. Certain settings is locked in Dolby Vision presets because Dolby Vision is calibrated differently than HDR. Color, 50. Notice how the color gambit is at native. It's grayed out. So in the HDR portion of this video, I also set the color gamut at native. Why is that? Why do I have the HDR and Dolby Vision set similarly? Because the native allows the colors to pop just slightly to where it's noticeable, but it doesn't oversaturate it. So while you're watching your HDR and Dolby Vision, I keep them both the same at the color gambit because to me, that what looks good to me and that what works. So I have them matching in this sense. You don't have to do that. Just know that Dolby Vision, you can't change that color gamut. Fine tune. Default, off. White balance, warm 50. That is the most accurate color temperature when we are talking about watching content. Rather it is movies, TV shows, anime, you can name it. Warm 50 is the most accurate, and I have gotten very used to it. I prefer it. I can't watch it without warm 50. Clarity. Adjust sharpness, 0. Have all this off until smooth gradation, low. Real cinema is on. True motion off. Dolby Vision precision detail. That is on. That's the difference between Cinema Home and regular Cinema preset. Dolby Vision technology, which analyzes content information to improve clarity and contrast, expresses natural landscapes such as clouds, rocks, sand, water, and snow in detail. It's a difference. It's not a night and day difference, but you see the clarity output when you have Dolby Precision Detail on versus off. And that's what separates Cinema Home from Cinema on the LG OLED C2. So when I'm watching Dolby Vision, I have Precision Detail on because I want everything it has to offer. When you're done, you go to apply all inputs, and that's it. So you have my latest SDR, HDR, and Dolby Vision settings. This is on my 42-inch OLED C2 because it's easier for recording, but I have the same settings on my 65-inch LG C2 as well. I've set the settings to be exact on both displays so that I'm getting, in my personal opinion, a great picture with some tweaks that I find over the many months of doing research that looks good to me because I have a background in art and design. And without going into the deep calibration menu, I'm able to get a nice looking picture just off of what I'm doing and what I showed in this video. Perhaps that can work for you as well. Maybe, maybe not. But this is Pan signing out. Until next time, peace out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.